Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is BrittanyNichole, and today I thought we'd film a video in natural light and just catch up on everything. This has been a very interesting time, and I just want to touch base with you guys and see how you're doing. So I'm not going to focus so much on the makeup in today's video. As always, I will leave links to the makeup I'm using today, but I'm not going to mention it so much in the video. I just want to do more of a check-in. So I'm going to go ahead and start applying my makeup, and we'll go ahead and, just kind of chit chat and touch base about what's going on. So I've already applied my primer. As you guys know, I like to do that before I start my video so they kind of sink in and do their job for about 15 minutes. So I'm just gonna kind of move on, and again, everything will be listed down below. So I've been trying to film this video for a couple of days now, and it's been super challenging because it's kind of difficult to go about your business when you're putting yourself on the internet and, just like talk about makeup when what's going on right now is going on. And I tried my best last week to just kind of do business as usual. And I feel like it was received well. Like there wasn't any kind of comments like, what's going on? Like, hello, do you know what's going on in the world right now? Why are you talking about makeup? But I also kind of feel like people aren't quite so interested in seeing makeup tutorials right now. I know like social media views are up because that's all people have to do right now, but I also think that people have to entertain their kids at home and they're busy because, everyone's home. It's just we're living in a different kind of life right now. So I might pull back a little bit on videos this week just because I actually work in a field that's kind of directly related to what's going on. So my actual 9 to 5 has been absolutely crazy. I'm drained at the end of the day emotionally, like hearing what people are going through, like taking that in, as I'm sure most of you are dealing with, like just listening to the media, and perhaps you guys are affected by this, or you're a first responder, or you're in the front line is basically what I'm getting at. And I hope you all know how appreciative everybody is for what you're doing. And I'm sure if you have family in that, first line of defense, you're also dealing with it. And it's just, it takes an emotional toll on you. And then trying to jump on here and just be like, hey, here's the makeup I'm wearing today. Here's what I bought today. It can be challenging. So I tried to do that, business as usual last week on here. And I just think I might pull back a little bit this week and just, rest my mind, rest my brain. I feel like I was going from doing my regular 9 to 5 to then doing YouTube, and I was just exhausted. I actually slept in yesterday until like 10 o'clock, which I can't even tell you the last time I did that. So I just know I'm emotionally and physically exhausted from this, as I'm sure most of you are. Like I said, I don't know how the first responders are. I know there's probably a lot of adrenaline, but the fact that you guys are going to work every day and, you're seeing this real time is just absolutely amazing. Like I said before, everyone is so thankful for what you do. And, I want to try to look into ways that I can kind of help. If I have friends, or family who need help right now, I'm trying my best to do what I can for them. And I think there's other ways we can kind of get involved. I know there's, GoFundMe's up, and there's ways to support your local businesses by buying gift cards and stuff like that. But this is just such a strange time. I live in Chicago. I think most of you know this. I live in the actual city, and I live on a street where there's businesses and there's restaurants and there's constant activity. I live off a busy street. I'm sure you guys can kind of hear some cars going by, and it's just so eerie walking around at night and not hearing cars. Like you can actually, not even just at night, in the day too, you can actually hear your footsteps, which is so strange. When you live in the city, you typically can't hear that. So I'm like walking the dog at night and I'll hear my keys jingle, or I'll hear my footsteps, and I'll kind of like, look around like, what is that? But it's so strange. So I'd love to know what you guys are kind of doing to like occupy your time. Do you guys have a stay-at-home order in place? We've had that since last Saturday, so it's been a full week. And I know I've said this in the past, I work from home in my 9 to 5, so that isn't quite so different for me, and I still am able to work during this time, which I am so unbelievably thankful for and blessed. It truly does break my heart that there's people who are losing their jobs out there and they can't work. I feel absolutely terrible for that. But I've been trying to do some of the things like on a daily basis that I mentioned in my video. I think it went up last week. I'm kind of like losing time in my head. Last week kind of felt like a blur, but I'm kind of doing like on a daily basis one of the things that I mentioned in that video. I'll link it down below. It's just like ways that I occupy my time at home, because like I said, I do normally work from home, and then obviously I do YouTube, which is from home. So I've just been kind of doing like one thing a day to kind of break it up. So I tinted my eyebrows, I put on a spray tan, I'm sure you guys can see that. I did my nails, which are already chipping. I have the most chippy nails in the world. Right after I paint them, it like immediately chips. I don't understand what's up with my nails, but I've been trying to occupy my time with that. I'm gonna start reading. I'll link it down below as well. Whenever I do my bronzer, my hair ends up looking a hot mess. I know I probably look a hot mess in this video in general. This is actually the first time I've put on makeup for a while, which always kind of puts me in a better mood anyway, so I'm happy I'm doing this. But I'm gonna start rereading Face Paint from Lisa Eldridge. I read it a while ago and I'd love to read it again. She put up like a quiz on her Instagram asking questions from the video, and I think I got 9 out of 10. So I was like, okay, you need to reread it just so you can be on top of your game. But that's a really, really good book if you're interested in the history of makeup. Check that out. I'll link it down below. But that's what I've been trying to do to like occupy my time. I've been doing a lot of YouTube stuff, but like I said, I think I'm gonna pull back a little bit on that this week. I did the tanning, I did the eyebrow tinting. I'm trying to do a puzzle. I will probably try to do that this week because again, I want to keep my mind like stimulated. I've been binge watching Netflix as well. I did mention in that video, like, you know, do some other things outside of Netflix, but if Netflix is what like keeps you sane and keeps you going through this time, watch Netflix. We just finished Boardwalk Empire, which was really good. If you guys have HBO, that'll last you a while. There's like 5 seasons and it's really interesting. I did watch Tiger King, which was crazy. If you guys need to occupy your time and keep your mind off of current events, definitely check that out. I also had one of my best friends since I was in kindergarten, had a baby girl this week, which is super exciting. A healthy little baby girl. She's the cutest in the world. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because it's my best friend, but that's really exciting. Hopefully in the next few months we'll be able to meet her. So yeah, that's exciting. It was also weird though not being able to like go to the hospital and meet her and say hi. Also had a family member pass away this week, which was very sad and just so different. There was a wake and a funeral, but it was obviously not the normal type of wake and funeral situation. You had to keep your distance. So not being able to go up to the people you love and hug them and tell them you're there for them is so weird. I haven't seen, well, I saw my parents at the funeral, but I stayed 6 feet away. I couldn't hug my parents, which is just, it's so weird to not be able to go up to the people you love and hug them and kiss them. I don't know, it's definitely challenging. I know everything's gonna be okay in the long run and we're gonna get back to normal, but last week was just like a roller coaster of emotions and I was just kind of all over the place, and I'm sure you guys feel the same. So please let me know what you guys are doing down below to kind of deal with what's going on, because I think we can all kind of benefit from each other and, you know, help each other out. I've also, for some reason, not been extremely motivated to do any kind of tutorial. I know a lot of you are here because of my hooded eyes tutorials, and I do have a bunch of them on my channel, but I feel like I get most motivated to film like an eyeshadow tutorial when I have a new palette, and I haven't purchased, well, I did. I purchased the Mulan palette from ColourPop, but obviously they're not shipping right now, so once that comes, I think I'll be a little more motivated to film an eyeshadow tutorial or a tutorial in general. I don't know, I haven't been like inspired, and I feel like when I force a video, if I'm not actually like excited about it, it never turns out good and I end up not posting it. So I'd rather just, you know, not waste time doing that. But once I get the Mulan palette, which is beautiful, I think I'll have another eyeshadow tutorial up. I've just been so into like skincare lately and I talked about this in the beginning of the year. I'm just really into skincare lately. I just want to focus on skincare, and I really like making like a really beautiful complexion to apply makeup. So yeah, I think you guys have probably noticed I haven't been doing much eyeshadow lately. But with that said, if there is something you guys want to see, let me know down below. Again, I'm kind of like out of ideas as to what to film with what's going on. I don't know what you guys want to see. What do you want to see? Do you not want me to talk about this stuff in videos? Does it help to talk about it? Does it feel like you're getting some kind of sense of relief through that? Let me know down below. I also thought during this time I'd be like organizing my house like crazy, because typically when I'm stressed out, I turn to cleaning. That's just like what I do, but I haven't been so much. I mean, my apartment is usually clean for the most part, just because, like I said, I work from home, so I need like a clean space to be able to work. But I haven't been really into like organizing the pantries or anything like that. But I also think that kind of has to do with like being crazy busy with regular work and then YouTube and stuff like that. So I don't know. I need to figure out another way. Like I said, I'm gonna start reading that face paint book, which I think is gonna help. But I wish I had the desire to like organize things right now, but I don't know. I just don't. I think I'm gonna play with these Believe Beauty glimmer pots, the pink and the purple. I think it's kind of appropriate for, you know, spring. Spring is here. I was thinking about Easter, and are people gonna celebrate Easter? I doubt it. I always see my family during Easter, so it's gonna be a very interesting time. But obviously it's a lot more important to be healthy and be safe. So I don't know, maybe people will postpone Easter and get together after the actual holiday. I guess we'll just have to see. Have you guys been ordering makeup online? Have you been like doing any of that stuff? I don't think most places are shipping. I did order a couple things from Ulta, which I did receive. It took a bit longer, but I think Amazon is obviously still shipping. But our regular, like, I don't know. I just don't know who's shipping, who can ship. Like, it's interesting that Ulta can send things out, but like ColourPop can't. I don't know. I wonder what the stipulations are for that. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting the pink shade all over the lid, which is called Girl Talk. Nope, Pink Quartz, not Girl Talk. And then the purple shade I'm kind of putting on the outer corner and inner corner, and that's called Grapevine. And it's a super, super light wash of color, but I'm into that. I think I'm just gonna take a little bit of bronzer and work that under the eyes. Have you guys been doing Zoom meetings or anything like that to kind of touch base with your team? Again, I work from home regularly, so we have, you know, multiple touch bases weekly, but we do not normally turn on, oops, I kind of brought that down too much, but it's okay. Normally we don't turn on our video, so yeah, we've been trying to do that lately, which has been very interesting. I've never been somebody who like gets ready for work at home. Like I'm usually in my pajamas, just kind of hanging out. So that's been very interesting. I've been trying to kind of form these habits of when I wake up, instead of just, again, because when you work from home, you kind of just like, and I'm sure most of you guys are experiencing this now, if you are working from home, you turn on at like, 7 in the morning when you wake up, and then it stays on until you go to bed. So sometimes I'd find myself, it would be like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I wouldn't have foundation on my lips. Hold on. Okay, that's better. I'm just taking my blush and kind of running that over the center of Pink Quartz. But anyway, it would be like, noon or 10, and I wouldn't have washed my face or anything like that. So I've been trying to form habits where I do something for like 10 days to see if it's stuck, and it's actually worked. So what I do is when I wake up first thing in the morning, I have to give Stanley, one of my cats, Prozac because he has anxiety, and then I give them their food, and then I give George his food, and then I immediately go into the bathroom and I wash my face and I brush my teeth. That's been something that like has always been like, okay, I'll get to that after I do this email or this email, and I do that before I even get on my computer, and that's stuck. So if you guys want to take the time to form healthy habits, I can't remember what the time frame is, if it's like 14 days or if it is 10 days or something like that. Just start doing it and really stick to it, and your body just completely adjusts to it. It's amazing how the body gets used to things like that. I would probably continue to fiddle with those eyes for an hour more if I didn't move on. So I'm just gonna move on to applying some mascara now. I love the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions. This is very similar to the Snapscara because they're both tubing mascaras, so they just kind of make your lashes look a lot longer. If you don't want to spend the money on this one, I think go with Snapscara, but I do think that this does go a little bit farther than the Snapscara, and this has lasted such a long time. It doesn't dry out. It's a very weighty, nice product. I really like all of Thrive Cosmetics products, so I wanted to grab this one today and bulk up my lashes. Have you guys had any interest in applying makeup during these times? Is it just me who's been kind of like, nope, I'm just not in the mood to do it? But like I said, every time I do it, like I already feel a little bit better. Every time I put on a full face of makeup, not that this is like full glam or anything like that, it just kind of makes me feel a little bit better. So if you've been down this week and you haven't put on any makeup, just put on a little bit of makeup, see how it goes. I've been actually kind of filming like Instagram, IGTV videos, and I think I'm gonna keep up with that a little bit more. I've been really enjoying that. I think they're really nice and quick, and again, I think people, have family home, have kids at home that they need to kind of entertain, so they don't have the time maybe to watch a full-on YouTube video, so I just want to have different outlets. So I have my Instagram listed below, and I always put it at the beginning and end of my videos if you want to follow me on there. I'm going to try to continue to work on those Instagram videos. I'm gonna wait to apply the setting spray just because obviously my lashes are a little bit wet, but I'm gonna pop on a little Pat McGrath 1995 matte Trints lipstick. This is a matte lipstick, but it's so comfortable. I love it. It's kind of like My Lips But Better. I usually, when I'm applying lipstick, just kind of like to dab it on like this. I don't usually go like full pigment. And especially with something like this and for a look like this, or I don't really have like full glam on, dabbing the lipstick kind of, I feel like, looks a little more natural. And then I'm just gonna top that off with Pat McGrath Flesh Fantasy. All right, you guys, and that is it for this one. I definitely feel better now that I have a full face of makeup on. I haven't done this for a while, and it really kind of lifts my spirits and makes me feel a little bit better emotionally. I think you guys know what I'm talking about if you're into makeup like I am. So I definitely encourage you to do that this week. Just see if it'll kind of help your mental state and help you relax. I think makeup is super therapeutic for people who love it. So yeah, that's it for this one. I hope everyone is doing well. Again, if you are a first responder, thank you so much for everything you do. And if you are dealing with someone who is affected by this, or if you're affected, just know everyone's heart goes out to you. If there's anything you guys want to see, as always, please let me know down below. Otherwise, if you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe. It means the world to me. Be well, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.